Okay, guys, so once again, we are looking at the quadratic formula. And one thing we need to refresh our minds is, what does everything in this quadratic formula represent? Well, we already discussed this section. If you guys don't remember, we call this the discriminant. So what is the discriminant? If you don't remember, it's basically, it gives you an idea of how many solutions you're going to have. For example, if inside the parentheses we have a positive number, we know there's going to be two real solutions. If inside the square root we have a 0, then we know it's going to be only one real solution. And if inside the square root it's going to be a negative number, then we know there's no real solution. Make sure to go back to my videos if you don't know what I'm talking about. I did a few videos about this recently. So, moving on. We know what this is, guys. Well, what do you guys think the leftover is? It has to do with anything. We have negative b over 2a. Well, if you haven't talked about this recently, this is actually really helpful to help us find the vertex. If you guys don't remember what a vertex is, it's basically a point, a very special point, so special in fact, it has its own letters. So to review, a vertex in a parabola, it's either its lowest point, that will be the vertex, its lowest point, or its highest point in a parabola, either this one or that one. And again, it could be considered an x and a y, but they're so special, we're going to call it h and k. So why am I telling you this? Because this little piece is actually giving you the h. Well, let's look at this example here. I have 5x squared. Let me write this down. 5x squared, is it a minus 20? Minus 20x plus 15. Okay, so I have this problem, and I want to make sure to find the vertex. Make it equal to 0 here. I want to find the vertex, so to find this, first I need to find what b and a represent. If you guys don't remember your standard form, it goes like this. ax squared plus bx plus c. So with that in mind, can you tell me what's my a, my b, and my c? Well, my a is just whatever is in front of it, like that. That's a 5. My b then would be negative 20, and my c would just be positive 15. So we are ready to substitute. So here's the formula. We're going to write a negative. What's going to be inside the parentheses, guys? What's b? Negative parentheses, negative 20. Be careful. Over 2 times a. What's a? In this case, it's a 5. And let's go ahead and find h, guys. What's a negative times a negative? That would be a positive 20. What's 2 times 5? That's a 10. And what's 20 divided by 10? That would just be a 2. You guys found h. So let me rewrite it. Over here, there will be my vertex would be 2, comma. We don't know this piece yet. But guys, let's go back to integrated 1. If you already know half your point, if you already know that's quote unquote x, how do we find the other piece? Very easy. Just plug it in. Just plug it in. Here we go. So we have, So we have 5 parentheses. What goes here, guys? What's my x or h? It's a 2. Don't forget it's 2 squared. 2 squared minus 20 parentheses. That's another 2. Parentheses plus 15 equals 0. Well, let's finish up here, guys. What's 2 squared? That's 2 times 2, 4 times 5. That's a 20. Minus, what's negative 20 times 2? Minus 40 plus 15. So if I were to, no equal sign here, sorry. If I were to plug it in, guys, if I were to do the math here, 20 minus 40, that's negative 20 plus 15, that's a negative 5. So we found our last piece. This will be a negative 5. There it is. So we just found our vertex.